Listen. Before we get started, do me one quick favor. Smash that subscribe button. Leave your comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Why? Because I want to know who's hungry. I want to know who's ready to flip that switch. This ain't entertainment. This ain't background noise. This is a message. And if you're hearing this, it's not by accident. It's for wow. Now let's talk. Burn the old version. Rise as the new. You got to understand something. The old you, the one you've been living as for the last 5, 10, maybe even 20 years, that version has limits. That version is tied to your old habits, your old mindset, your old excuses. And here's the truth. The old version of you cannot build the future you want. Period. If you keep carrying the old you into every new season, you will repeat the same cycle forever. So the question becomes, how do you burn it? How do you kill that old version? Let's get practical. The first step on your mornings. The old you hits snooze 5 times. The old you lays in bed scrolling Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, watching everybody else's life instead of building your own. The old you wakes up late, always rushed, always behind, living in reaction instead of creation. That's gotta die. You can't dominate your day when your day owns you. You gotta burn the old version of your mornings and rebuild them. Here's how. Set your alarm earlier. Maybe it's 5:30. Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's just 1 hour before you normally wake up. And when it goes off, don't think, don't negotiate, don't roll over. Get up. That's the first win of the day. That's the first brick in the new you. Then use that hour to work on Lio you before the world even wakes up. Read something that grows your mind. Write down your goals. Hit the gym. Pray, meditate, stretch. Whatever aligns you with purpose. Let me give you an example. I know a young man who used to wake up every day at 10, sometimes noon. He was broke, unmotivated, stuck. I told him, bro, your mornings are killing you. You don't have control. The old you is running the show. So he made a shift, started waking up at 6 a.m., went on morning walks, listened to podcasts, started journaling. After a few months, he didn't even recognize himself. His energy changed. His confidence grew. His productivity doubled. That one habit, burning the old mornings and rising with new ones, flipped his whole life. And here's why it works. When you win the morning, you win the day. That old you who wasted mornings had no control. But the new you starts the day with clarity and confidence. And when you stack enough mornings like that, your life begins to rise. But it's not just about mornings. It's about mindset. Because the truth is, you can wake up early. You can work out. You can journal. But if your mind is still controlled by the old you, you're not going anywhere. The old mindset says, I can't. The old mindset says, I'll start tomorrow. The old mindset says, what if I fail? And every time you listen, you're feeding the old version. You got to burn those thoughts. You got to replace them with a new mindset. The new mindset says, I'm capable. The new mindset says, I deserve success because I'm willing to work for it. The new mindset says, failure isn't the end. It's feedback. That's the kind of self-talk that builds the new you. Let me make it real. Think about Thomas Edison. Over 1,000 failures before he created the light bulb. Imagine if the old mindset, the one that says quit, had won. We wouldn't even have lights in room. But Edison had to burn the quitter inside him. He had to rise with a new mindset that said, I don't care how many times I fall, I'm still getting up. That's the new you. So tonight, I need you to write something down. Two columns. On the left, the habits, thoughts, and behaviors of the old you. Be brutally honest. Is it laziness? Write it down. Is it procrastination? Write it down. Is it self-doubt? Write it down. On the right, the habits, thoughts, and behaviors of the new you. The you that wakes up early. The you that works out. The you that invests in learning. The you that shows up on time. And then every single day, you kill one thing from the left and replace it with something from the right. That's how you burn. That's how you rise. But let me warn you, the old you doesn't die easy. That voice in your head, it's not gonna just disappear. It's gonna fight for its life. The old you will tempt you with comfort. The old you will whisper, skip today, just one more time. The old you will try to pull you back every step of the way. And that's why burning it isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily fight. Every morning you wake up, you gotta choose old me or new me, crawl or rise. And here's the beauty. Every time you choose the new you, every time you win that battle, you get stronger. The new you starts taking ground. The old you starts losing power. And eventually, the new you is not just something you dream about, it's who you are. So listen, I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm not here to say it's gonna be easy, but I am telling you it's possible. And it starts with this: burn the old mornings, rise with new ones. Burn the old mindset, rise with new beliefs. Burn the old excuses, rise with new action. Because the truth is, the old you cannot create the future you're dreaming of, but the new you can do anything. So tonight, make the decision. No more delays. No more excuses. The old version dies now. Tomorrow morning, rise as the new you. And don't stop until the world sees what you already know. That you were built for greatness. Listen to me. If you want to rise, if you want to rebuild a new version of yourself, you can't just change your mornings and mindset. That's the start. But if your circle is toxic and your money is sloppy, the old you will drag you right back down. You can't fly with anchors tied to your legs. You can't become the new you while keeping the same environment, the same broke habits, the same energy sucking friends. Some of y'all are losing not because you don't have talent, not because you don't have passion, but because you keep letting the old circle and the old financial habits hold you hostage. Let's start with your circle. The old you hangs with complainers. The old you chills with people who laugh at discipline, who clown you for grinding, who think success is luck. The old you has friends who only want you around when it's time to party, waste money, waste time. But the new you surrounds yourself with people who sharpen you. Iron sharpens iron, meaning if your crew is dull, you will be dull. If your crew is sharp, you will rise with them. Let me give you an example. I had a student years back who kept telling me, I don't get it. I'm motivated for a couple weeks, then I fall off. So I asked him, who are you hanging with? He told me, people who stayed up late, smoked all day, never worked, never dreamed. I said, bro, it's not you. It's your circle. You're trying to fly with people who are chained to the ground. He cut them off, started spending time with hustlers, business-minded people, dreamers. Within months, his energy was different. His habits were different. His life was different. Why? Because the old circle got burned and the new one pushed him to rise. You got to make the same choice. Write this down. Your circle is either feeding the old you or feeding the new you. There is no in between. If you're serious about rising, stop lying to yourself. Cut the dead weight. Stop calling it loyalty when it's really sabotage. Some of you are more loyal to your old friends than you are to your future self. And that's why the old you keeps winning. You gotta burn it. Now let's talk money. Ooh, this one hurts because money reveals who you really are. The old you spends every dollar that hits your hand. The old you buys shoes before paying rent. The old you eats out 4 times a week and complains you're broke. The old you finances the latest phone while your savings account is empty. And then you wonder why success feels so far away. Listen, you can't rise financially if you keep living like the old you. The new you respects money. The new you budgets. The new you sacrifices temporary pleasure for long-term freedom. You don't need to buy the newest sneakers when you're still in debt. You don't need to show off on Instagram when your bank account is crying. The new you says no today so you can say yes tomorrow. Let me give you a real example. I knew a young woman working a basic 9 to 5, making barely above minimum wage. She could have spent her checks on clothes, makeup, going out, but she burned that old version. Instead, she saved 20% of every paycheck, no matter what. Then she took that money and bought equipment to start a small photography side hustle. At first, it was weekends only. Then it grew. Within 2 years, she left the 9 to 5 and built a 6-figure photography business. She rose because she burned the old spending habits and built new money discipline. Listen to me. Money is not about how much you make. It's about how you manage it. I've seen people making $30,000 a year living stress-free because they budget and save. And I've seen people making $100,000 a year drowning in debt because they spend like fools. That's the difference between the old you and the new you. So let's get practical. Tonight, I want you to track every dollar you spend this week. Write it down. Coffee, snacks, Uber rides, streaming subscriptions. Then ask yourself, is this feeding the old me or the new me? The old you spends without thinking. The new you invests with purpose. And don't tell me you're broke. If you've got 10 for fast food, you've got 10 to save. If you've got $50 for a night out, you've got $50 to invest in a course, a book, or your side hustle. It's not that you don't have money. It's that the old you wastes it. Burn that habit. And here's the kicker. When you combine a new circle with new money habits, your whole life shifts because your circle influences your spending. If your friends are always out at bars, clubs, wasting money, guess what you'll do? The same. But if your circle is talking about investing, building, starting businesses, that becomes your new normal. That's how you rise. So I need you to make a decision today. Burn the old circle. Burn the old money habits. Stop trying to rise while carrying the same weight that's been dragging you for years. Stop calling it friendship when it's really dead weight. Stop calling it fun when it's really financial slavery. The new you deserves better. The new you has goals. The new you wants freedom. But the old you will never get you there. So right now, take inventory. Who in your circle is pulling you up? Who in your circle is dragging you down? What in your budget is feeding your future? What in your budget is stealing from it? And then make the cuts. Be ruthless. Because you can't rise if you keep coddling the old you. Burn the old circle. Burn the old money habits. Rise as the new you. And when you do, I promise you, people will look at your life and wonder how you transformed so fast. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was a decision. Listen to me. If you're going to rise if you're gonna rebuild the new you, you can't ignore your body and your daily routines. Some of y'all want millionaire results with minimum wage habits. You want championship level performance, but you treat your body like a trash can. You want to rise, but you keep hitting snooze on your alarm. You want to rebuild yourself, but you're still doing the same lazy patterns, the same excuses, the same "I'll start tomorrow" cycle. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow never comes for the old you. You either burn those habits today or the old you will bury your future. Let's talk about health first. The old you eats whatever's convenient. The old you drinks soda every day, smashes fast food, stays up all night, and then wonders why you've got no energy, no focus, no drive. Listen, your body is your vehicle. If you don't take care of it, don't expect to go far. You wouldn't pour sugar into a Lamborghini's gas tank and expect it to run, right? But some of y'all are doing the equivalent with your bodies every single day. The new you respects health. The new you wakes up early, drinks water, eats food that fuels not just your body, but your mind. The new you understands that success requires energy and energy requires discipline. You think champions roll out of bed at noon, eat chips, and binge Netflix all day? Absolutely not. They treat their body like it's the engine of their mission, because it is. Let me give you a real life example. I knew a guy grinding his business, but he was always exhausted, always foggy. He thought the problem was his workload. But the truth, he was eating garbage, sleeping 3 hours a night, living on caffeine and excuses. I told him, bro, it's not your hustle. It's your health. You're trying to drive cross country on an empty tank. He switched it up, started sleeping at least 7 hours, meal prepped instead of grabbing junk food, added 30 minutes of exercise a day. Within weeks, his productivity doubled, his clarity doubled, his grind hit a new level. Why? Because he burned the old health habits and rebuilt new ones. Now, let's talk about daily habits. The old you lives by default. The old you wakes up with no plan, checks the phone first thing, scrolls social media for an hour, and then wonders why the day got away from you. The old you says, I'll do it later, but later becomes never. The old you wastes hours every day on meaningless stuff and then prays for success. But success doesn't answer prayers without discipline. The new you lives by design. The new you sets a routine. The new you writes goals every morning. The new you wins the first hour of the day because how you start sets the tone for everything else. You can't rise if you keep waking up at noon. You can't rebuild if you keep living reactive. Winners create their day. Losers let the day control them. Listen, I know some of y'all don't like routines because you think they're boring. But let me break it down. Freedom comes from discipline. You think billionaires wake up whenever they feel like it? No, they live by routines that maximize their time, their energy, their focus. And you don't need to be rich to start. You can start tomorrow. Get up an hour earlier. Don't touch the phone. Drink water. Pray, meditate, or write goals. Exercise. Attack the day before it attacks you. That's the new you. Let me tell you a personal story. When I was younger, I wasted so many mornings. I'd stay up late, sleep in, roll out of bed with no plan. And guess what? I stayed broke, stayed stuck, stayed frustrated. The moment I started waking up early, writing goals, locking in on discipline, my life changed. Opportunities started coming. My grind got sharper. People noticed. Why? Because I stopped living like the old me and rebuilt myself with new habits. And I know some of you are saying, but E.T., It's hard. Of course it's hard. That's the point. Growth is supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would be disciplined, everybody would be fit, everybody would be successful. But the hard is what makes you new. The struggle is what burns off the old version. Every time you say no to snooze, no to junk food, no to wasting time, you're burning the old you. And every time you choose discipline, health, structure, you're rising as the new you. Now here's the practical side. Write this down in 3 areas to check every single day. Body plan, focus. Number 1, body. Did you fuel it or poison it today? Number 2, plan. Did you wake up with a clear mission or are you winging it? Number 3, focus. Did you protect your time or did you let distractions rob you? If you do this consistently, you'll notice the old you disappearing and the new you taking over. And here's the thing. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. You don't brush your teeth because you feel motivated. You do it because it's a habit. Same with success habits. Stop waiting to. Feel like it. Winners act first. Feelings follow. Losers wait for feelings, and that's why they stay stuck as the old version. So hear me loud. Your health and your daily habits are not optional. They are the foundation of the new you. You can change your mindset. You can change your circle. You can change your money. But if your body and your time management are still sloppy, you'll collapse. You'll keep slipping back into the old patterns. Burn the old health habits. Burn the old lazy routines. Rise as the new you. It won't be easy. It won't be overnight. But it will be worth it. Because every day you keep the old you alive is a day the new you gets delayed. And you don't have time to waste. Life is too short. Your dreams are too big. Burn it now. Rise now. Live now.